everyone, this is Pranshi Verma. Welcome to the session, guys. In today's session, we are going to discuss Google Cloud Certified Associate Cloud Engineering Examination, Chapter 1, Overview of Google Cloud Platform, question and answer. Now, let's begin with first question. And first question is, what is the fundamental unit of computing in cloud computing? Option A, B, C, D are given here. And option A is physical server, option B VM, option C block, and option D subnet. Correct answer here is option B VM, virtual machine, because the basic unit of purchasing computing resources is the virtual machine VM. If physical server underlies VMs, but the resources of a physical server are allocated to VMs, virtual machines, okay? And at the other hand, blocks and subnets are not relevant to the fundamental unit of computing. Okay, so correct answer here is option B VM. Virtual machine is the fundamental unit of computing in cloud computing. Okay, next question. If you use a cluster that is managed by a cloud provider, which of these will be managed for you by the cloud provider? Option A monitoring, option B networking, option C some security management tasks, option D all of the above. Correct answer here is option D all of the above, because when using managed clusters, the cloud provider will monitor the health of nodes in the cluster, set up networking between nodes in the cluster, and configure firewall and other security controls. Okay, so monitoring, networking, and some security management tasks, all these will be managed for you by the cloud provider. Okay, next question. You need serverless computing for the processing and running the backend of a website. Which two products can you choose from Google Cloud Platform? Option A Kubernetes Engine and Compute Engine, option B App Engine and Cloud Functions, option C Cloud Functions and Compute Engine, and option D Cloud Functions and Kubernetes Engines. Correct answer here is option B. This is very important question. App Engine. App Engine and Cloud Functions. App Engine is a serverless platform for running applications, while Cloud Function is a service for executing short-running functions in response to events. And Kubernetes Engine is a managed cluster service, and both Kubernetes engines and compute engines require you to configure servers. Okay, so you need serverless computing for file processing and running the backend of a website. So App Engine and Cloud Function can you choose from Google Cloud Platform. Okay, next question. Which have been asked to design a storage system for a web application that allows users to upload large data files to be analyzed by a business intelligence workflow. The file should be stored in a high availability storage system. File system functionality is not required. Which storage system is Google Cloud Platform should be used? Option A block storage, option B object storage, option C cache, and option D network file system. Correct answer here is option B object storage, because object storage like cloud storage provides redundantly stored object without limits on the amount of data you can store, which makes option B object storage correct. Since file system functionality is not required, means option D not a good option, network file system. Block storage could be used, but you would have to manage your own replication to ensure high availability. And caches are transient in memory storage and are not high availability, persistent storage systems. Okay, so here correct and one of the best answer for this question is option B object storage. Okay, next question. All block storage systems use what block size? Option A 4 KB means kilobyte. Option B 8 KB. Option C 16 KB. And option D block size can vary. Correct answer here is option D, block size can vary. Okay. Block size in a block storage system can vary. Therefore option D is correct. And block size is established when a file system is created. Okay. 4 KB block size are commonly used in Linux system. Next question. You have been asked to set up network security in a virtual private cloud. Your company wants to have multiple subnetworks and limit traffic between the subnetworks. Which network security control would you use to control the flow of traffic between subnets? Option A, Identity Access Management. Option B, Router. Option C, Firewall. And option D, IP Address Table. Correct answer is option C, Firewalls. Because firewalls in Google Cloud Platform means TCP are software-defined network controls that limit the flow of traffic into and out of a network or subnetwork. So option C is correct, firewalls. At the other hand, routers are used to move traffic to appropriate destinations on the network. And identity access management is used for authenticating and authorizing users. It's not relevant to network controls between subnetworks. And IP address table are not a security control. So correct answer here is option C, firewall. Firewall is a Google Cloud Platform or software-defined network controls that limit the flow of traffic into and out of a network or subnetwork. Okay. Next question. When you create a machine learning service to identify text in an image, what type of server should you choose to manage compute resources? Option A, BMS, virtual machines. Option B, clusters of VMs. Option C, no servers, specialized services are serverless. And option D, BMS running Linux only. And correct answer here is option C, no servers, specialized services are serverless. Because specialized services in GCP are serverless. Google manages the compute resources used by the services. There is no need for a user to allocate or monitor VMs, means virtual machines. Okay. So correct answer here is option C. Next question. Investing in servers for extended periods of time, such as committing to use servers for 3 to 5 years, works well when option A, a company is just starting up. Option B, a company can accurately predict server need for an extended period of time. Option C, a company has a fixed IT budget. Option D, a company has a variable IT budget. Correct answer here is option B. A company can accurately predict server need for an extended period of time. Okay. Investing in servers works well when an organization can accurately predict the number of servers and other equipment it will need for an extended period and can utilize that equipment consistently. Startups are not established businesses with stories that can guide expected needs in 3 to 5 years. It does not matter if a budget is fixed or variable. Investing in server should be based on demand for server capacity. Okay. Investing in servers for extended periods of time, such as committing to use servers for 3 to 5 years, works well when a company can accurately predict server need for an extended period of time. Okay. Next question. Your company is based in X and will be running a virtual server for Y. What factor determines the unit per minute cost? Option A, the time of day the VM is run. Option B, the characteristics of the server. Option C, the application you run. And option D, none of the above. Correct answer here is option B, the characteristics of the server. Okay. The characteristics of the servers, such as the number of virtual servers, the amount of memory, and the region where you run the VM, means virtual machines, influence the cost. So correct answer here is option B. time of day is not a factor, nor is the type of application you run on the VMs. Okay. Next question. You plan to use Cloud Vision to analyze images and extract text seen in the image. You plan to process between 1000 and 2500 images per hour. How many VMs should you allocate to meet peak demand? Option A 1, option B 10, option C 25, and option D none. Cloud Vision is a serverless service. Correct answer here is option D, none. Cloud Vision is a serverless service. Okay. Cloud Vision is one of the GCP's specialized services. Users of the service do not need to configure any VMs to use the service. Okay. So correct answer here is option D. Next question. You have to run a number of services to support an application. Which of the following is a good deployment model? Option A, run on a large single VM. Option B, use containers in a managed cluster. Option C, use two large VMs, making one of them read-only. Option D, use a small VM for all services and increases the size of the VM when CPU utilization exceeds 90%. Okay, this is very important question. And correct answer here is option B. Use containers in a managed cluster. Okay. Containers give the most flexibility for using the resources of a cluster efficiently, and orchestration platforms reduce the operation overhead, which makes use containers in a managed cluster. Option B correct. Running in a single cluster is not recommended because if the server fails, all services will be down. Using two VMs with one read-only is not useful. Read-only servers are sometimes used with databases, but there was no mention of databases in the question. Okay, using a small VM and upgrading when it's no longer able to keep up with the workload delivers poor quality services to users and should be avoided. Okay, that's why correct answer here is option B, use containers in a managed cluster. Okay, next question. You have created a VM. Which of the following system administration operations are you allowed to perform on it? Option A, configure the file system. Option B, patch operating system software. Option C, change file and directory permissions. And option D, all of the above. Correct answer here is option D, all of the above, because configure the file system and patch operating system software and change file in directory permissions. The all are operations are available to a system administrator after creating a VM. Okay, so correct answer here is option D, all of the above. Next question. Cloud File Store is based on what file system technology? Option A, Network File System, NFS. Option B, XFS. And option D, ext4, and option D, Reseer FS. Okay, and here correct answer is option A, Network File System, NFS, because Cloud File Store is based on Network File System, NSF, which is a distributed file management system, and the other options are file systems supported by Linux but are not the foundation of Cloud File Stores. Okay, so Cloud File Store is based on NFS, Network File System, on what file system technology. Okay. Next question. When setting up a network in GCP, your network the resources in it are treated as what? Option A, virtual private cloud. Option B, subdomain. Option C, cluster. And option D, none of the above. Here your right answer is option A, virtual private cloud, because when you create a network, it's treated as a virtual private cloud, which makes option A is correct. Resources are added to the VPC and are not accessible outside the VPC unless you explicitly configure them to be. A subdomain is related to web domains and not related to GPC network configurations. And clusters such as Kubernetes clusters may be in your network but are not a characteristics of the network. Okay, so when setting up a network in GCP, your network, the resources in it are tested as virtual private cloud. Okay, next question. You need to store data for X and therefore you are using a cache for Y. How will the cache affect data retrieval? Option A cache improves the execution of client-side JavaScript. Option B, a cache will continue to store data even if power is lost, improving availability. Option C, caches can get out of sync with the system of truth. And option D, using a cache will reduce latency since retrieving from a cache is faster than retrieving from SSDs or HDDs. Okay, and here your correct answer is option D. Caches use memory and that makes them the fastest storage type of reading data. So option D is right here. And caches are data stored on the backend of distributed system, not the clients. A cache would have no effect on client-side JavaScript execution, as well as caches do not store data in a cache if power is lost. The data would have to be reloaded. Caches can get out of sync with the system of truth because the system of truth could be updated, but the cache may not be updated. Caches have faster read times than STDs and SDDs. Okay. Next question. Why can cloud providers offer elastic resource allocation? Option A, cloud providers can take resources from lower priority customers and give them to higher priority customers. Option B, extensive resources and the ability to quickly shift resources between customers enables public cloud provider to offer elastic resource allocation more efficiently than can be done in smaller data centers. Option C, they charge more the more resources you use, and option D, they don't. Correct answer here is option B. Extensive resources and the ability to quickly shift resources between customer enables public cloud providers to offer elastic resource allocation more efficiently than can be done in smaller data centers. Okay. Now listen to me very carefully. Cloud providers have large capacity and can quickly allocate those resources to different customers. With a mix of customers and workloads, they can optimize the allocation of resources. Okay, cloud providers do not take resources from one customer to give them to another, with the exception of preemptible instances. So option C is incorrect. Cloud providers usually offers discounts for increased use. Okay, so why can cloud providers offer elastic resource allocation? Because of extensive resources and the ability to quickly shift resources between customer enables public cloud providers to offer elastic resources allocation more efficiently than can be done in smaller data centers. Okay. Next question. What is not a characteristics of specialized services on Google Cloud Platform? Option A, they are serverless. You don't need to configure servers or clusters. Option B, they provide a specific function such as translating text or analyzing images. Option C, they require monitoring by the user. And option D, they provide an API to access the functionality of the service. Okay. Here your correct answer is option C. Specialized services are monitored by Google, so users do not have to monitor them. Therefore, option C is correct. Specialized services provide a specific compute functionality but don't require the use of configure any resources. They also provide APIs. Okay. So, option C, they require monitoring by the user, is not a characteristics of a specialized service in Google Cloud Platform. Okay. Next question. Your client's transactions must access a drive attached to a VM that allows for random access to part of files. What kind of storage does the attached drive provide? Option A, object storage. Option B, block storage. Option C, no SQL. And option D, only SSD storage. Correct answer here is option B, block storage. Okay. Attached drives are block storage devices. Cloud storage is the object storage service and does not attach directly to a virtual machine. NoSQL is a type of database, not a storage system. Attached drives may be either SSDs or hard drives. Okay. Next question. You are deploying a new relational database to support a web application. Which type of a storage system would you use to store data files of the database? Option A, object storage. Option B, data storage. Option C, block storage. And option D, cache. Correct answer here is option C, block storage. Okay. Databases require persistent storage on block devices. Object storage does not provide data block or file system storage. Making option C is correct answer, but data storage is not a type of storage system. Caches are often used with databases to improve read performance, but they are volatile and are not suitable for persistently storing data files. Okay. So you are deploying a new relational database to support a web application. Block storage type of storage system would you use to store data files of the databases? Okay. Next and last question of this video. Users prefer services that requires minimal setup. Why would you recommend it? Cloud storage, app engine and cloud functions. Option A, they are charged only by time. Option B, they are serverless. And option C, they require a user to configure VMs, virtual machines. Option D, they can only run applications written in Go. Go means Go language. Okay, and here your correct answer is option B, they are serverless. Because all three services are serverless, so the user does not need to configure VMs. Therefore, option B is correct, they are serverless. Cloud storage is charged based on time and size of data stored. App engine is centered and cloud functions are not restricted to just the Go language. Okay. So, correct answer here is option B, they are serverless. Okay guys, see you in the next session. Till now, please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Wish you very all the best for examination. Please share this video with your friends. Bye bye.